All right, it looks like we're live. I think the streaming software is working. Thank you for spending your Wednesday morning with me. Just finished working out. It's super hot in this basement, and it's like the coldest day of the year out. So last time I did this show, I sweat so profusely that my chair actually got wet. So, I'm just chilling out here in this very hot room in my basement, coming to you from my live home studio. Just chatting a little bit. If you're just tuning in, Adrian Moronk is out of the Farmers. He withdrew Wednesday morning. Eric Barnes is in. No way really to leverage Eric Barnes at all. And I actually liked Eric Barnes. I think I've talked about him on every single show. And now he's finally in the field, and there is legit nothing you can do about it. Once the tournament starts, I guess live betting would be the way that you would go into it. But no Adrian Moronk. I have Moronk in a bunch of lineups. I have yet to take him out because doing the show with you good people. Maybe we can talk it through. I will throw out the offer again this week that if you want to zoom in to the show and we can have a chat, that is on the table. You let me know in the chat if you want to come on. And listen, you could be a just random viewer of the show. You could be a friend of the show, someone I've had on before, to try to make this go a little bit easier. So if you have questions, though, you can just dump them in the chat. That's what we're going to talk about. I've already went through all my final bets. I went through all the DraftKings plays, everything like that. I guess the one thing that I can pull up, I'll bring up, that's DraftKings right now. We got, where are we at here? I'm on the wrong tab. Go over to fantasynational.com. You can see everything's working again at fantasynational.com with the complete update. I like it a lot. I hope you all like it as well. There's more stuff coming your way very soon. fantasynational.com/Mayo if you want to get in. I have DraftKings round 1. I don't normally play Showdown, especially in round 1, but just in general, I don't play Showdown. But I played last week, all 3 rounds, the first 3 rounds of the American Express. I'll play both rounds this week, and I will do probably, I don't know the exact course rotation because I haven't looked into Pebble enough, but I still think it's the 3. Maybe it's just 2 courses. So probably the first 2 courses. Although at Pebble Beach, it's strange because both courses can play super easy. Not to say that people can't score on the South course here, but it's very good gap between, it's 500 yards shorter and you can eagle all the par 4s or par 5s. So let's go here. So just take people from the North course. I keep saying this, but here's the thing. People don't actually do that. A lot of people do it because there are sharper people out there. So you need to find different ways to get creative within doing everything at the North course. But there's just going to be a lot of people who be like, I like Xander Schauffele. He's from San Diego. Let's use him at the South course. No, you're a fucking moron, pal. But it's great that you're entering these same tournaments that I'm entering. So if we jump over to Fantasy National, just sort by DraftKings round 1, all the features are always up there with everything that you can go through. The underdog ADP is there as well, if that's something that you want to check out. And just when you scroll over the time, you can see Xander Schauffele, South course. Oh, Torrey Pines, North course. Now, the star next to them means that they're starting on number 10 and not number 1. And there is, I wouldn't say a significant advantage to starting on number 1, but there is an advantage because hold 9, 10, and 11, you can create a birdie streak through. I more or less went for that at the bottom. So this is my player pool. I can't remember how many lineups I played. I think I played 20 lineups in the $10, I think it was. I know I played 18 into the $10, the one that DGen75 created. And yeah, that's where we're at here. You can see some of these new filters on the left-hand side at Fantasy National. Another new tool as well. You got 18%, 22%, 60% going through everything. This is a 100% of the time, a par 72. The green speeds, for the week, 80% and 20% for the particular course that we're looking at this week. So it's funny that this are for the tournament because the North course and the South course. So it's giving you splits on how often this plays. You play 1 round at the North course. So you're tracking bent 18% of the time because the U.S. Open was also here at this course and all 4 rounds were on POA. But these are the splits. So this is a new part that you can look at when you're trying to identify the conditions that you want to build. Now let's go on this one. But back to what I was saying at the bottom end, Callum Tarrant, I don't know whether or not he's going to be good, but he has a ton of driving distance. The par 5 should be pretty easy for him. Him and Toasty are my 2 favorite showdown plays because they're 67, 64. Then you can do really whatever you want at the top. Eric Cole is actually one of my other favorite ones as well because I don't like him in general this week, just because I think that the South Course might eat him alive. He could chip and putt his way to the top of the leaderboard. He seems to do it every single week. But for Showdown, day 1, he's at the North Course. He's starting on number 1, and this is not a course that's going to overwhelm him in terms of length. Like, if he does have his hot putting day, this is where I want to leverage it, is at the North Course. I don't think that many people are going to play Eric Cole. Like, it's very easy when you take a look at some of the guys playing at the North. You can put Morikawa, Cantlay, and Aubert all into the same lineup. People love Sahith in terms of ownership this week. He's going to be highly owned. It's just Eric Cole gets squeezed a little bit for a North Course guy. He's the only one of these guys starting on number 1, so I like that. So then you have Taryn and Toasty coming in, starting on number 1 as well. So if you put those 3 into a lineup, I suppose that we can do that. Let's see. Let's go to the lobby on DraftKings. I don't know how many contests are still open, but I think even like this, I like to play some of the smaller ones on Showdown sites, because then you're not competing against the world when it comes to a lot of this stuff. What are some of the bigger ones that are left? The 10 cent, the $5 still open right now, a smaller $5. There's some decent $1,000 to first, $15. Looks like there's 3 of them. Single course Showdown. I don't know what the hell that means. That actually just where we're at here? Okay. Didn't realize that was a thing. You can see I played, how many lineups do I have? 15 lineups. And apparently I can play 7 of them into it for this tournament. Okay, so let's go with what I was talking about for round 1 Showdown. You got Cole. Let's just go Cole and Toasty and see what we got left, because I do like Toasty more than I like Callum Taryn here. So you have $8,600 left. You can do whatever the fuck you want with the rest of your lineup. So some other guys playing the North. Do I have Moronk in any of these? I do not. Okay, that's good. Hideki is out there. I kind of like this middle range. Like, I don't know really what to do with Mitchell, Berger, Rose, or Hideki, in full honesty. I'm not playing any of those guys in my week-long lineups. So I think it's a decent spot to use all them. But you can just go like Cantlay. You can go Cantlay, Aubert, and I'm curious to see where the Cantlay ownership actually ends up coming in for week long this time around. And we'll go with Aubert. Hell, we can probably squeeze Morikawa in. No, we cannot still squeeze Morikawa in. So in that 75. Kevin Yu, I really like in Showdown. He's actually in my single entry lineup that I played in the higher stakes for Showdown. And that leaves us at 7,900. I also played a head-to-head this week. I bet against Bezadenhout. Totally spaced on who I'm playing against him, but I bet against Bezadenhout. I think it was Luke List over Bezadenhout was where I went. So you go Keith Mitchell. Yeah, Keith Mitchell's actually a decent play here because he's coming off the hot round. No one really believes that he's going to do anything. So you can fill out your lineups like that pretty easily. You can continue to stack down too. Like, you can take if you wanted to use, let's say, you can go, you can take Mitchell down to Taryn, who I talked about earlier, the Taryn Empire, and then you can take Kevin Yu up to $8,600 and play $85 and play Hideki and leave $100 on the table. Then you're running out Cantlay, Aubert, Matsuyama, and Eric Cole, all at the easier courses. Then you have 2 guys with a ton of driving distance, even on the shorter course, but that's mainly because both their eagle rates are kind of through the roof. So that's how I would try to play that this week. I know that no one asked, but I was fucking around with it, so I thought that I would talk about it just a little bit. All right, let's get to the questions. Let's go here. Watching tennis makes me feel richer. I think people feel the same way about golf. If polo was on the air more, then people would feel the same way about polo. Other people, despite the fact that this show actively takes money out of people's pockets. I mean, it doesn't come to me. It goes to the sports books or DraftKings or wherever it goes. But people do feel richer for watching this show. And my demographics prove that. When I go to advertisers, I tell them about you good people, about how much money you have and how much money that you have to spend because you enjoy listening to someone talk about golf. It's kind of true. Moronk out. Eric Barnes in. Okay, thanks, tips. Thanks, the internet, for telling me. I wouldn't have known. Fuck off. Pat, any love for Crazy Carl Juan or Michael Kim this week? Not for me. I think I would prefer Kim to Juan. I think when we looked at Juan a little bit, Hurricane Juan, or Yuan, as he likes to be called, more accurately. Let's see. Well, he doesn't seem to be in the field, so that's, I don't know, because I'm only showing my favorites. That's why. I was like, I didn't even think about him this week. But short courses are generally where I want to go with him. Let's see. American Express, bit longer, missed the cut. Sony Open, made the cut. RSM, a little bit longer, a par 72, T68. Then you have Bermuda, shorter course, T4. Sanderson Farm, shorter course, T4. Shriners, a little bit longer, 52. So generally speaking, RBC Heritage, par 70, ends up coming T18. I mean, I don't know much about the KFT stuff, but his best performances have come at shorter courses. So that's where I would be looking. I didn't even click it over with Crazy Carl there for you. Just here drinking my coffee and reading off Fantasy National. But that's where I'd be going with some of this stuff. All right. So no, not on either of them. But I do know that local guy, Michael Kim, get him on the show. Keep tweeting at him. Hasn't tweeted me back yet. He probably has golf to, focus on at the moment. But, we'd still love to have him on the show. And I do like him more this week than Crazy Carl. Fowler killed my lineup last week. Well, that's your own fucking fault for playing shitty Ricky Fowler when no one told you to do that. Why? Because I like his orange shirt. I play him. That's a terrible idea. Probably shouldn't do that. It's your own fucking fault. Take a hike, pal, and ask a real fucking question next time. Bro, the tank top in January is wild. Well, I'm not fucking outside. I just came from working out. What do you think I work out in? I mean, sometimes I just don't wear a shirt, but it's not like I'm wearing a hoodie when I'm working out. It's too much sweat. I sweat enough as it is. I'll save the sweating for like the treadmill and like really get it going. But like if I'm just casually working out, I hate wearing a hoodie. It's very restricting to wear a hoodie, at least in my mind. FanDuel has 19-1 tourney special on Finau Theegala Day, top 20 ties included. Eyes emoji. Okay, fucking bet it then. I hate those bets. I hate them so much. But yeah, if you like it, you do it. Go for it, man. What's your opinion for Harris English? Liked him earlier in the week. It does seem like it's building a little bit for him. I think he was in my player pool for the showdown. I have to go check this because I can't really remember. Yeah, he is in my showdown round 1 playing the North Course. I like him fine. I just like guys other than him in that range. If we kind of jump back over to DraftKings in general, this week, let's see. Oh, of course, I totally forgot to keep my stars in. Well, that was dumb on my part. Let's see here. Let's just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and take a look at the ownership percentages for a moment. See what we got coming up in real time. And let's see if anything is all that much drastically different. Yeah, so you can see just being squeezed. So Eric Cole and Harris English are going to be the biggest, I guess, benefactors in a weird way because of this, because Bradley's going to be popular for sure. Sahith is going to be popular for sure. I think people are a bit iffy on Minwoo, but between Minwoo and Finau, people will get there on them. And then that just leaves Harris English and Eric Cole in the middle of all of these guys. So their ownership is going to be pretty severely depressed. I like them enough, but I guess realistically thinking through it in terms of leverage, that someone like English is probably a better play on DraftKings for your lineup than Keegan or Theegala. But I bet Keegan and Theegala, and that's just how I play. I'm bad at this. Tambo is someone who would probably tell you to play Harris English in this. Pat, last year you had success betting on what the cut stroke number would be at. Have you looked into that? I have not looked into that. What he's talking about is we were talking about the number of players to make the cut. I think it was like over under a certain number. I think that's what it was. Or over under a certain number, like pre-tournament. It'd be like how many players will finish better, 2 under or better in a tournament. Then you try to think about what the cut line is going to be and work backwards from there. And for a couple tournaments this year, they just didn't, or last year, they didn't factor in weather. They didn't factor in strength of field, or even one time they didn't factor in that it was being played at a new, much easier course than it had in the past. We just absolutely burned the books with all those ones. That was great. They seem to have wised up on it, but here we are. I'll keep checking into it. I'll report back. Probably not for this. Is there a better course fit for Keegan than this? I'm thinking about using him as my one and done. Well, it's nice. I mean, maybe you're new to this, but I used him as my one and done and broke down why this is a perfect course fit in both every video, podcast, and article that I've written this week. So either you've consumed nothing and we're exactly on the same page, or you've just taken things that I've written and are now telling it back to me, which I really don't like. Think it's fucking stupid. But if that's not the case, I apologize for that. But yes, I agree with you on that front. Thoughts on Zalatoris? I like him enough. I'm playing him on DraftKings. I think I may have used him in one of my one and done teams as well. Like I didn't bet him. I don't think I have a ton of exposure on DraftKings, but yeah, one of my 2 one and done teams this week in the race for the Mayo Cup is Zalatoris. Just if I'm going to take a shot somewhere, this seems like a good shot. No one is using him in one and done. Love the new look of the site. Much better to use. Hey, thanks, Joanne. Yeah, people early returns now that people are like being able to use it really well. People seem to love the new Fantasy National. Like we said, we got more tools coming for you just to make it a lot easier for you. I only have till I'd say another 28 minutes left in this chat, so I'll try to go through everyone's questions. So if you got them, dump them in the chat right now. Smash the like while you're here. FantasyNational.com/Mayo to get yourself ready for all of your lineups and bets today. It's my grandfather's birthday today, his 79th birthday. So I'm meeting him for lunch in about an hour or so I got to go drive out to him. It's one of the nice things. I mean, you miss living in giant cities where life is always, there's always things to do in a giant city. It's very easy to get around. One of the reasons that my wife and I ended up moving back home was, one, living in a downtown concrete condo with 2 little kids was not feasible with no yard. So we had to move to a place where it was a little bit cheaper and you can get a much bigger home for less in price. But also my entire family's here and my grandparents are getting a lot older now. So it's nice to be able to go and have some lunch with him. Hopefully many, many more. Probably not. But, hopefully many, many more. Pickleball is beta man's tennis. I mean, pickleball is just old person tennis. Like, do you know, like, a lot of, like, vibrant 33-year-olds that are playing a ton of pickleball? If they are, they're probably the world's biggest fucking losers. But, like my mother-in-law does it. She's like 67 or something like that. Like, I can see why it is appealing to people who want to move around a little bit, but, the rigors of a tennis court just might be bad. It kind of looks like Foursquare, too. Maybe we just bring back Foursquare. Looking at the lower sevens, do you prefer Davis Thompson, Eckroat, or Stevens? Well, I bet Stevens, so 1. Eckroat, I like more than Thompson. So Stevens, Eckroat, Thompson. Good morning, peeps! Good morning to you, Samuel Campagna. You smash the like, Sammy Campagna, and do it for me right now. Thank you. Cantlay versus Thigala in one and done. I mean, there's probably better spots for Cantlay. There might be better spots for Thigala going forward, too. I can almost assure you more people are using, it'll be like a 4-to-1 ratio, people using Thigala to Cantlay. So if you want to get sneaky, Cantlay would be the move. Are you worried about your head-to-head with Tambo? What player are you worried about in your head-to-head with Tambo? I can't even fucking remember who I took in my head-to-head with Tambo. Let me look. All of them, probably. You realize we do this for content on the show, and then, everything that happens on the show, I basically forget, 10 seconds later. Got a lot going on, and especially on Wednesdays. Now they started doing this live chat to go along with all the paperwork that comes along with Tuesdays. Paperwork Tuesdays. Got to do invoices, got to meet payroll, got to meet with advertisers. The shitty parts of this job. Let's see. Who do I have in this lineup with Tambo? So we did a draft on the show on Tuesday. I have Aubert, Bhatia, Bradley, Homa, Stevens, and Vegas. Well, probably Bhatia, Stevens, and Vegas I would be pretty worried about from that sense of actually even making the cut. Preferred lies, any word yet? I didn't hear anything about preferred lies. He stinks, but with distance being such a key, I think Champ is a viable play in the high sixes. Yeah, I think so. He's made the cut 3 years in a row here. He does stink, but bombs away. And apparently the rough is really long. People are talking about a lot of people are talking about the accuracy narrative because the rough is so long. At least that's what the players are saying, and they got dumped on 2 days ago. So the rough might be even more penal today more than any other days because it's wet rough, 3-inch. I know it's 3-inch rough, but whatever it is. It's longer rough than they're used to. But it's not, maybe players will tone it back a little bit, but at the South Course at Torrey Pines, the average driving accuracy is 54% or something like that? Let's see here. I can effort this for you. Hitting fairways here is difficult 60% of the time. That's between the courses. So if we just did Torrey Pines South, I wonder if we can do it. Moose just put in these factors. You can search up here now too. So Torrey Pines South, I wonder if that changes everything if we apply course filters. No, it still stays on the tournament. So the left side is for tournament only, not course specific for what you're looking for. Good to know going forward. That's probably something we can program into it, but I just wanted to make sure on that front. But if we go to the course breakdown, and this is Torrey Pines South, here's where we can find it. Scroll down, driving accuracy here. So 53% driving accuracy. So if you want to go with the super accurate drivers, well, that's great and everything, but the super accurate drivers were already hitting the fairways here. This could end up, and it's very difficult to hit fairways here. So it's not just you got to take the guys that always hit the fairway. They're going to be miles back if it's wet at all. This could end up being somewhat of a Bryson and Wolf at Winged Foot situation, potentially. That could be completely wrong, where there's actually more of an advantage to be a bomber and just you hit it into the rough, but you're closer to the hole, so you're good to go. Because it's not like the accurate players are going to hit 100% of their fairways. What happens when these short smackers end up in the rough and they're 265 yards away from the hole on a fucking par 4? They're fucked. So I'd rather have the bombers in that circumstance. Anyway, that's would be my take on it. Almost all things being equal, unless there's like an actual leverage advantage, or we're at a Pete Dye course or one of the strategy courses, just bombs away. Because there's not a lot of trouble you're going to get into here unless you're Louis Oosthuizen and you pull it a bit left on 17, then you're proper fucked. But other than that, not a ton going on at the South Course. How big is your player pool in the PME Open? I have no idea. I just scroll and hit 3 random. I think I played 35 lineups this week, 40 lineups this week. And I just close my eyes, scroll, and pick 3 of them. I mean, I'm good at making a bunch of lineups. I'm bad at picking the ones that are going to be really good. So it just works out easier this way. Just like on the show Traitors. If you're watching Traitors on Peacock, that's what the traders should be doing, by the way. Instead of like targeting people, we need to get this person out. They're on to me, or that person. Just put everyone's name into a hat and fucking pull out one person and kill them. And then no one will have any clue what you're doing. That makes the most sense, but no one has the guts to do it. Any 6Ks viable? What will be the lowest golfer you play? I'm playing Long Dong Paul Barjon. He's $6,100, so that would be the one. Vegas, Barjon, Toasty, Semikawa, but mostly Vegas, Semikawa, and Toasty. Then like Barjon, and I don't know. I think I played Sam Stevens at 7. Will Gordon at 69, I think, is the other one. Why is there no love for Homa? Oh, there we go. Why is there no love for Homa to defend his title? Bet Homa and Cali has worked well so far. Then is the number just too short? Yeah, it is. We went through it on the DraftKings show. Like, I'm playing a lot of Homa on DraftKings. I like him a lot this week, but there's no chance I'm betting it 10-1 at this tournament. And he would be my favorite to win if I had to power rank everyone, or like just throw salary out and throw out betting prices. If you just had to power rank players in this tournament, he would be my number 1 for this week. But that's not how this works. We have to factor in salary and odds. So going for it. Don't care how chalk Luke List is going to be. He's going to win this week. Well, I hope he doesn't win this week. I mean, I would end up rooting for him in the end, but I haven't bet on him, so I probably wouldn't love that as much. I want to take a look. I don't think he's going to be that owned. Maybe he will be. Yeah, List. Yeah, I'll be right around. We have him at 16%, plus or minus 3 on either side. Maybe he could push 20. I'm surprised to see Yagabombs so low compared to him, but Lowry's right there. It looks like Lowry's getting a little bit of late steam. Watch out for Hideki, Hogard, Rose to end up getting more ownership now that Moronk is out, because it's unlikely people are just going to go, because no one wanted to play Berger or Zalator. Maybe Zal is the one that people go to. And maybe that's why Lowry will end up being a little bit higher owned and people will leave money on the table. But if they can get up at least $100, Rose will see an increase in ownership from Moronk WDing. I have a ton of Højgaard this week, so I would hope that it doesn't go on to him. And no one really wants to play. If they were going to play Berger, they would have played Berger over Moronk anyway. So down to Zalatoris is the most likely scenario in that circumstance with him being out. Let's see. What's the circumference of those biceps? 10 centimeters? 10 centimeters is legitimately like that big. Like, come on now. They got the guns out here on the show. 10 centimeters. Let's see a picture of you. Let's see it. It's even a person with a fake name. Cowardly. I want to see it, though. You show me a selfie. You come on. I will let you come on the show right now. Let's see a picture of you. Little guy in Mummy's basement who with Cheetos stuck all over his belly. Let's see it right now. Come on. Come on the show. I dare you to come on the show. What else we got here? Nikolai, a play for week long? Yes, I'm playing him. Look at the post-workout, Pat. What did you do today? I did legs today. I did like a 20-minute jog in the morning, watching some more highlights, rewatching the games from last week in football, and then like a 45-minute leg workout at home. Doing a lot of like these longer 25 to 45-minute like Instagram workouts from home. And they're fucking killer, man. Horrible stuff. Feel great afterwards, but just horrible doing it. Let's see. Love the show. Any thoughts on Justin Suh? Not for me. I mean, he putts really well at this course. Let's go and take a look at that. I guess we're up here already because I forgot to switch back onto me because, I'm an idiot with this stuff. Let's go to spike putting percentage. This is a new thing, and you can do it with any of the stats. It really only works with the 4 major strokes gained stats. So off the tee approach, around the green, and putting. So I've set it to 2. So how many rounds of the past 24 have these guys gained 2 or more strokes putting? In general, I think the is up there pretty well. Let's see, Justin in general, overall, 21%. So 1 in 5 rounds, he's gaining more than two or more strokes on the greens. On these greens in particular, if we go and just say Torrey Pines South, because we don't have the information from Torrey Pines North, and we set it up again, spike percentage D. And we see who are the best players here. Let's see what Justin Suh has to do on these ones. Justin Suh is better. He's at 29%. So 1 in 4, 1 in 3 rounds, he is gaining at least 2 in his 7 rounds. So 2 out of 7 rounds would be basically what it is. In his career, he's gained 2 or more this week, or at this course. So I like Justin Suh enough. Like, he's fine, but he didn't end up making my player pool, if that's what you really want to know. Happy birthday to Big Papa. Yeah, that's what I'm going to have. I even recorded a video. The kids wishing him happy birthday this morning. Have you thought about making a show for betting tourney matchups? Yes. I was actually just thinking about we do the betting show on Monday, me and Tambo on Wednesday to finalize everything. I was going to get Cam and maybe someone else and do a best bet show for golf on Tuesdays after football ends. I think that would be fun. Can you please make the sliders for custom models like they were? What do you think? I'm the fucking developer of the site? Fuck off. What do you, programmer Pat's going to go into the back end to fucking figure it out for you. Jesus fucking Christ. What's wrong with you people? You not think about things? Go to @FantasyNational, ask Moose, who everyone knows programs the site. You think that I'm doing it? Honestly? Come on. And he's already working on it, as he put out on the Fantasy National account. So if you just fucking checked it, you'd be fine. Fucking moron. Moronk WD, thanks. Thanks for... I like Seth's question. That one I liked. What's on the lunch menu? I do not know. I haven't eaten. Actually, I had a protein shake today. That's what I've had for breakfast. So, that's the thing. Oh, Trevor Brown, message retracted. I bet you it was really fucking terrible. If you have to start deleting messages, that's bad. Is it right to fade the DP guys who traveled to La Jolla from Dubai 3 days ago? I mean, I don't. I think that I would like to see a breakdown of this. I've never really seen it. Of guys that come over from the Middle East and play that week or somewhere from around the world. It doesn't really seem like it's been that big of a deal. And it's not like your highest end guys are doing it ever. Like, what do you expect from Højgaard this week? Do you expect him to win? I mean, I don't, so I don't have those sort of expectations. I expect him to play fine. So it's not anything for me. First thing coming to the live chat, smash that like button. You know what the drill is, Sam Campagna. I wish everyone was like you, Sam Campagna. Matthew Pavon thoughts? I got none at this course, honestly. Morning, Pat. Minwoo, Keegan, 6K punt, literally 6K, or Decky, Liston, Rogers. I mean, I would do this. I would rework my entire lineup because I wouldn't want to go Minwoo, Keegan, 6K punt. But if you had to have a 6K punt, let's see here. Who's at 6K? Campos. I can load in my model rank, likes, and none of these guys. Shocker. Let's see. And that's just at Torrey Pines. Okay, let's get off of just the Torrey Pines model for a second and go back to overall, sort from the bottom up. If you want the numbers, Cameron Sisk, who I've legitimately never heard of, it doesn't seem to mind. Brem would actually, Josh Teeter seems to be doing the best. Mark Messier is apparently a player playing in this tournament. Too bad you couldn't get to 61 and get Barjon. I guess Josh Teeter's too much money. Who the fuck is Cameron Sisk? Brem is where I would go. When was the last time he did anything? Never. 20th in Bermuda, 22nd. At least when he finishes well, he finishes inside the top 25. And he normally misses the cut. Captain Cisco missed the cut in Houston in 2021. All right, let's not use him. And good run for the Teats. He's not being the Teats lately. So yeah, Ryan Brem. That would be the angle that I would take, but I would probably try to rework it a little bit better than that. You could just take Minwoo down to Thigala, and at least you could get yourself up to like Vegas or something like that. You sacrifice Minwoo, or you can drop Keegan down to Thigala or Keegan down to Højgaard or something. I would just try to find a different way to do it instead of playing a min 6K guy. Justin Rose have enough driving distance for Torrey. I mean, he's won here before, so yes. Also excellent with long irons, so he's just being overlooked this week. I just don't have a ton of love for him. Let's see. That's so cool, man. You and Tambo did a draft. I don't like this guy. This guy can fuck right off. Banned for life. Go fuck yourself. I don't like that coming on to Pat's chat. Pat taking time out of his busy morning to come chat with you, the very good people. 95% of you are very good people. This guy, not. Hate him. Hope he goes away forever. Doesn't create another burner account to come back. Thoughts on Hostler? Got none. Burns in now with Moronk WD. Are you betting him anyway? Who, Moronk or Burns? I mean, I went to look for Burns on the betting sites. He's just not updated yet. No one poo-poo Minwoo Lee. His wins are in fields of jabronis. I mean, that's jambronis, not how you spell jabroni. You're a fucking jabroni. 20-1 is ludicrous. That's why I didn't bet him 20-1. I bet him 30-1. And he did win the Scottish Open against a very, very good field. So, yeah. Wrong on a ton of fronts on that regard. So you don't have to bet him. No one's forcing you to bet him. But if you're going to come with good information, make it actually good, not wrong. Wrong, moron. What's the one and done play? Yeah, it's too late for that. Pick whoever the fuck you want. Good morning. Late to the show. Any love for Straka? Feinberg likes Straka. I think Tambo likes Straka. I'm not playing anything. Do the matchup show. Maybe get Cuss' favorite matchup. Cuss has like a real job, by the way. Like, he's able to do this once a week. I can't just pester him all week long for things to come on the show and get his matchup. He didn't even know this tournament was starting today. Thoughts on Jason Day? Not for me. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. What is your PB is up? Pat, your PB. I don't know what that is. BP is up. I don't know. Højgaard, Ryder, or Lowry, Bhatia. I like Højgaard and Ryder with that. Day I'm off of... it seems like a lot of people, he might end up being a really good play because of this. And he's Smalley love. I sent the same message about Nikolai twice. My fault. No love for Smalley from me, at least. Pat, you need a punching bag. Listen, I don't need a punching bag. I got little tiny wrists, so that's not going to work out well. It's like cripple my wrists. Seems like a serious course history spot. Your bets kind of ignore that. Any reasoning why? Besides, I've already went over this on 3 separate shows, so you can tune into those. And I wrote about it. So there you go. Carson Young is a long shot play. Not here for me. I'd want him at shorter courses, more birdie fest for Carson Young. Is Andercuss small segment coming back so we can all pivot from his picks? I mean, never had a small segment. He comes in on majors. That we can do. Are you creating a one and done for the majors? It's already up on fantasygolfchampionships.com. Major season one and done. I think it goes from Masters to Open Championship. It's $100 to play. It is up there right now. Do you think that there's an edge in starting your build with someone like Sungjae this week? I mean, I started a ton with Aubert. I started a ton with just Minwoo. So yeah, if Sungjae is the one that you prefer, then by all means, go that route. Barnes 300-1. Really? 300-1? Thanks, Jack, for letting me know. It's on Bet365. Let's see here. Do they have first-round leader odds for him or any? Can you research that for me as we go along here? See first-round leader, like top 40 odds on Eric Barnes. Pat doesn't need a punching bag with morons like me in the chat. That is absolutely true. That's where I get it all out. Oh, Barnes 350 on FanDuel. Okay. Is Hughes overlooked? Who, like Mr. Hughes from 90s Wrestling? You talking about like Matt Hughes? Is he in the tournament? That's Highsmith. Oh my God, Matt Hughes is in this tournament. So yes, I would almost fully say that he is being overlooked, considering I've done 4 shows on this and did not realize that he was playing. How has he been? He was 25th at the Century. He had 2 top 10s to end the swing season. Maybe he is. Until he put it in the tree at the U.S. Open, he was doing pretty well, right? Let's see. Farmers. He's good at the Sanderson Farms. He has missed the cut here each of the past 3 years, for the past 5. Never better than T29. I mean, 70-1 first-round leader on Barnes. What course is he starting at? I guess he's taking Moronk spot, so I can effort that. I assume that's the South course? Yeah, let's do that. Maronk started South Course, so 70-1 at the South Course. All right. Barnes top 220 plus 225 for a top 40. That's not bad. I wonder if he has like a to make the cut type thing going. Keegan as first round leader. I've really been out of the first round leader market, but this Barnes thing just as a way to get exposure, maybe that's the way that I can go about it. I did play a prize picks for this morning if you guys want to know about that. I just saw some, I forget who it was who was tweeting about it, and it kind of sparked something in my brain of what I wanted to do is kind of attack people at the North Course. Like, what are just different ways that I can do that? I mean, it's been profitable for me in the past. Of course I went to the wrong one. There we go. There's prize picks. Let's see. What's the card that I played? You can play. I just played like a super duper version of this. Let's see. Yeah. So all guys at the North Course and then against Michael Block at the North Course. I mean, if Michael Block fucks me on this, I'm going to be so upset. But he's at the North Course. I took him as more than 72 strokes because, it's Michael Block and he's not good. So hopefully he just shoots over par today. That would be nice. But everyone else, more birdies are better at the North Course because you have the 4 easy ones. Hopefully you get 3 of those and pick up another 3 along the way for Thigala, Aubert, Morikawa, and Cantlay, and then Stewart Sink. I mean, this is a good course for Stewart Sink. It's not too long. So he'll still be able to beat up on the par 5s pretty easily. He's still very good with his wedges, and he has a lot of experience at this course, and he only needs to get to 5 of those. So it's not to say that everyone's shooting like 60 at the North Course, because there are some harder holes, but there are chances, very easy chances, to make birdies at that course. So what is it? What did I play on this? Let's see here. Flex play 125 pays 2,150, 17-1. 5 out of 6 pays 2 times your money. Oh, money back. 0.4 of my money back. $50 if 4 of them hit. So anyway, I very rarely go into the prize picks game unless there's things like this. I think if you hit the description right now, if I check the description of this video, there should be a link if you haven't played on prize picks before. What you can do is use code DOP at PrizePicks, or just use the link if it's down there. It's the link that has the affiliate baked in for DOP. But if you deposit $100, you get $100 on top of it. So you can play $100 on whatever you want today, and then save that $100 and play it on whatever you want tomorrow. So 100, you get 200 for 100, and you can win a bunch of money on it. So code DOP at PrizePicks. Looking at it. 9-4 for a top 20. So yeah, that's plus 225. Barnes is 600 at BetMGM. All right, so now we're getting some numbers here. Maybe we just have to wait just for a little bit to try to get these good Eric Barnes numbers. First round leader double. Fox on North Course. All right. I mean, I know that I waste money all the time doing things. That's like a legitimate waste of money. Finau, Fox double. For DFS, when you play North Course, do you play just North Course golfers or only the ones starting on hole 1? I went back to the first part of it. I played a mix of everyone, but in the main lineup that I played, that's why I went with Eric Cole, Toasty, and Callum Tarren, not Tarren Callum. Callum Tarren, Toasty, and Cole, they all start on number 1, and then I kind of worked for just the plays that I like. It's a very marginal edge to start on 1, but if you can exploit it, the better. But I wouldn't like someone just because they're starting on 1 versus an actual good player that I would want to play. Where can you find field out lists before the deadline, by the way? I'm in season-long golf fantasy leagues, and the most difficult part is knowing when players aren't playing planning transfers accordingly. I don't know what the fuck that means. Like playing, are you talking about like playing like 6 months from now or like this week, like next week? I don't get how that works. Anyway, preferred lies are in effect for today. Okay, there we go. Even better for that prize picks type thing. You guys can set up their ball and go fire. So an emphasis will be put on driving accuracy today, especially at the South Course and hitting the fairway, because then you can wipe your ball off, give yourself the preferred lie, and boom, you can start firing some pins if you want to. So keep that in mind. Good that we have that, and I only got a few minutes left here before I have to leave. So if you have any final questions, fire them in now. Oh, wait, I'll have a sip of me coffee. Smash the like while we're waiting as well. fantasynational.com/Mayo. Get all the revamped stuff up there. And if you have any final questions, once again, Adrian Maronk has withdrawn. Eric Barnes is in. We're going to figure out a way to try to do it. Do you have a limit on your player pool for entering the 20 max contest, or does it depend on the course? Depends on how many players I like that week. I have no set rule. Fewer the better, usually, in my mind. But that's just me. Some people like playing a ton.
I know I was talking to like Brian Hooper one time. He plays 150 lineups. I think he plays like 80 players or something like that, or he had for one tournament that I was talking to him about. So different ways to do it. Just do whatever that works for you going through it. You play Pendrith at all? I don't think so. I don't think that I did. Is Minwoo accurate enough off the tee to win? Certainly hope so. I mean, I don't think that you need to be a super accurate player. We've seen a bunch of inaccurate players win at this tournament year over year. I think he has the distance to wins, and that's what matters. Appreciate your content. Appreciate you, Sam. English or Straka? Let's go with English. How much ownership do you think Sahith will have in the Mayo Cup? I have no idea how much. I literally don't know. I have no idea how to project that out for that tournament. It's season long every week, so if you had Scheffler last week, he carries over to this week, but useless because he's not currently in the field. Only 2 transfers per week. It's Bet365 entry. I think Jack can help you out on that front, Jack Humphrey. You follow him on Twitter. Jack, you can dump your Twitter handle in here. I know that you have a product that helps out with that hopefully we can collab on very soon to make sure that people know about schedules going forward. But all the schedules are officially put out on Friday afternoon for the field. That's when you're going to do it. Who have you warmed on most throughout the week? Toasty? Maybe it is. I've warmed up to him because it's getting toasty in here. But I've had a very definitive, here's what's going to happen at this tournament in my head from the moment that we started going through it. And usually it's not like that for me. I do waver as the week goes along, but I've held pretty steadfast on what I think about this tournament. Hoagie Love, not for me. Morikawa have the distance to win? Yeah. But he's also just a guy who's going to hit every single fairway. He's a great play today. I might go change I think I have him in my... let's see. Do I have him in my showdown main lineup? I think that I do, but I think this sets up a lot better for him at the North Course because he's going to hit more fairways. The most Sungjae is another one, and this would be very good for. Yeah, I do have Morikawa in that lineup. So yeah, he's just going to fire at pins all day. Kevin, you to the moon? Hopefully today at the North Course, that would be the case. Any Michael Kimlove, already answered that. Day okay for one and done. I don't give a shit who you play in one and done. I fucking don't care. Play whoever you want. Is he okay? What the fuck does that mean? No, if he doesn't win, he's not okay. So he's probably not okay. Maybe try picking the winner. How about that? Then that would be okay. Unfortunately, we don't have access to that fucking information, do we? Shift Moronk to Rose or Højgaard. I would go with Højgaard. Any Euro golfers you like that are being overlooked? Højgaard is probably the one. Who is a must play in a single entry? No one. All right, that'll do it. Now I'm all fired up again. The heart rate is going up, my Apple Watch tells me. So that means I have to go meet my grandfather for a nice birthday lunch. I hope you all have great success at the Farmers Insurance Open. Thank you for tuning in. Smash the like to the episode. Sub to Mayo Media Network, rate and review the podcast, all that fun stuff. We got Best Bets tomorrow with Cam and Rob. If you missed the Spread Pick show from last night, 2 new campaign videos from Jeff and Tim and their super PACs. Definitely going worth it to go check out. And sub to the newsletter. It's completely free. I put out 3 of them this week, all with information on the farmers. So that's the way that it's going to go almost every single week, at least up and through the Super Bowl. That I'm taking 2 weeks off, and then I'll be back, and maybe we'll do that live debate for the Custy Awards. That would be a lot of fun. All right? Thank you very much for watching. I'm Pat Mayo. I'll see you next time.